Hello, and thank you for joining today's webinar. Before we begin, just a few housekeeping items. Today's webinar will be delivered in listen-only mode. We will have a question and answer session after the demo, so please add your questions to the webinar chat. We will also post a QR code during the webinar so that you can book your own training session with the online payments team. Let's get started. Leap Online Payments is already part of the core function of the Leap platform. In today's webinar, we will cover the convenience for you and for your clients of using online payments and how this can improve your cash flow, how to get your full invoice balances paid quicker and easier than ever before by creating and scheduling recurring payment reminders, the simplicity of automated invoice footers, receipting, and reconciliation, how to easily receive trust funds directly into your trust account with automatic posting to the relevant matters, and how our intuitive dashboard helps you to view, track, and manage your payments. Your clients appreciate convenience and great service. They come to you for your expertise, and they stay with you because of your ongoing commitment to them. Today, we will show you how you can improve your service offerings almost effortlessly with our new online payments feature. There are 4 main reasons why your firm should use online payments. 1. Your clients are looking for easy ways to access and pay for the items or services that they need. Getting a coffee used to mean digging in our pockets for change. Now, we simply tap our phones and we track our purchases online. Allowing your clients to pay online means that they control how and when they pay you. In turn, this increases your value to them. 2. Firms just like yours are getting paid 50% faster using online payments. And not only do they get paid faster, but they are also more likely to get their invoice balances paid in full. 3. Online payments is embedded within Leap, automating the invoice footer, receipting of funds, and reconciliation of transactions. And 4. It's easy and it's subscription free. We help you get started with complimentary training, and you only pay for what you use. Utilizing the value of online payments through Leap gives your team the flexibility to accept multiple various methods of payment. Clients can easily pay your invoices and collect reward points using their credit or debit cards. They can top up their trust retainers using their bank account, or they can pay your firm with a single click using Google or Apple Pay. Online payments gives your clients the choice to pay how they want, when they want. By now, you're probably saying, well, of course I'm interested in getting paid faster. And why wouldn't you? We'll give you a few moments to grab your phone so that you can scan this QR code to book your complimentary training session. This code will be displayed again at the end of a webinar for another chance to book a time with the online payments team. We will now turn it over to Marty and Meredith for the online payments demonstration.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I am Marty, the Business Development Manager here at Leap Online Payments. I'm actually based in the Toronto office, and I'm joined today by Meredith, who is our Regional Sales Manager in the US. And today we're going to just go ahead and show you how simple and easy it is to use Leap Online Payments for your firm. And what I'll have Meredith do, since she's sharing her screen here, is open a matter inside of Leap. It looks like you already have one there. And I just want to kind of showcase everyone how to see and locate their new invoice payment footer within Leap.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So we'll click operating accounting there and we'll pull up an invoice. So we'll click invoice 21 here and we'll open that up here. So functionality with this hasn't changed. You can email this invoice using the email button here or the 3 dots here on the right. But for this purpose, we'll print the invoice to screen so you all can see the payment footer. So we'll click the small arrow next to the print button and print. And we'll select dynamic invoice and select.
Perfect. And a question I do get a lot is, what's the downtime like when it comes to setting this up? There is no downtime. There's a setup form that all firms have to complete. And once that's finished and handed over to us, then we'll automatically apply this invoice payment footer into all of your invoice templates inside of Leap.
So here we have what a typical invoice would look like, and you'll see that footer here at the bottom. So your clients can scan this QR code that's unique to every invoice, and they can pay via Google Pay or Apple Pay. Keep in mind there's no fee that goes back to the firm or the client for using Google Pay or Apple Pay, or your clients can simply just click Pay Online. And here we have matter statement checkout. So if your client has multiple outstanding invoices, they will all populate here on the left, and the total you'll see up top. Options for your clients to pay here are credit or debit card, and that's the information asked them to input, or they can select e-check, and that would be the information asked them to input there. If your client does pay via this payment footer here, three things would happen. The firm would be notified via email that a payment was made. The client would be automatically emailed a copy of their receipt, and the funds would post back to the matter within Leap automatically.
Okay, awesome. So if the client is paying directly from the invoice, Meredith, you mentioned that there's no manual bookkeeping for the firm whatsoever. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, awesome. Now, let's say that the firm would like to collect a retainer from the client and they want it to go directly into their trust account. Are you able to do that directly from Leap itself?
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll show you all how to do that. So we'll go back to the matter within Leap, and we'll click Trust Funds a little to the right of Operating Accounting here, and we will click Request Trust Funds button towards the left, and that will bring up this page here, and you can type in any amount. So we'll just do $100, and then you could type in any reason. We'll do Request Trust Funds. And then when you're done editing that, we'll click Save and Close. So there's our trust fund request. So we'll double click that to open it again. You'll see it here. You can always email that using the three dots here on the right. But again, we'll print it to screen so you all can see the payment footer. So we'll click the small arrow next to the print button and print trust funds.
And that same payment footer, Meredith, should show up that we saw in the invoice earlier, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So you'll see the amount here and the reason you put in, of course, and you'll see that same payment footer here at the bottom.
Okay, awesome. And I guess the only difference here is that the money is going directly into the firm's trust account, and then the payment will then automatically post into the trust funds tab in Leap. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, awesome. Now let's show everyone how easy it is to access their new online payments dashboard within Leap. So go ahead and kind of walk everyone through that process.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you're on the matter list, we'll click the menu button on the top left, and then we'll click Settings, bottom left here, and then Application Settings. And then from here, we'll click Integrations, also on the left, and then Linked Accounts a little further down. And then from here, you'll click Go to FeeWise Dashboard.
Great. And I believe the first tab that everyone will see is the Transactions tab. So this just gives you an overview of all the card payments made using Leap Online Payments. You can track your very first payment to the latest payment that you got, for example, today. So this is updated in live time. And I'll just have Meredith kind of walk through the different kind of information you'll see here.
Yep, so as Marty said, these transactions post here in live time. As your clients make payments to your firm, you'll see these populate in line items. So each line item will have a date the transaction was made. It'll have a reference number. It'll have a payment reference. It'll also have a debtor name. If the client paid via the payment footer we just saw, that's connected back to the matter within Leap. Therefore, the matter number would populate there. You'll see the client's payment method they used there. You'll see the account the funds are going into, the amount of the payment, and then the status. A couple statuses we'll see. Paid means the funds have reached the firm's bank account successfully. Processing means the funds are on the way to the firm's bank account. We typically say 2 to 4 days processing time. Understanding it's going to be closer to 2 most times, we just say 4 just in case there's a weekend or a holiday in there. If you ever need to re-receipt someone, you can simply locate the line item and click on it. You'll be given two options, either print or resend receipt. Keep in mind the client's email address will always be to the left here. However, every time your clients make payments with Leap Online Payments, they will be automatically receipted. This is just in the case you need to re-receipt someone.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Meredith. And I guess that's per transaction that you can resend or print a receipt. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, great. Now the next tab to the left hand side is the payouts tab. So this keeps a record of all the money that's been deposited into the firm's bank account. So I'll just have Meredith kind of walk through one of these line items as an example here.
Yeah, so we do one lump sum deposit per bank account per day. No action needed on the firm's end to make that happen. So you'll see record of previous payouts here. So each payout will have a date the payout was initiated. It'll have a reference number. It'll have a number of transactions. That's the number of client payments that make up that larger lump sum payment. And then the account it's going into, and of course the type of account and the amount of the payment. So we'll click on this live reference link to show you all an example. So you see the breakdown of the payments here and the amounts there, and then you'll see the total amount up top.
Awesome. And it looks like this tab is really useful for whoever handles the reconciliation at the firm, and it just makes it a whole lot easier with information present. Okay, now we'll go through the payment links tab on the left-hand side, which has been really, really popular. And the payment links have been mostly used for, any partial invoice payments that clients would like to make, any upfront retainers or flat fees that the firm might charge. So Meredith, for example, if I came into the office and I wanted to make a partial payment towards my invoice, how would I go about paying that partial payment and what are my payment options?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you do receive a client come in person or give the firm a call and share that they want to make a partial invoice payment, you'd go over here to payment links on the left and you'd open up your partial invoice payment. We recommend all firms have one of these, and we would click the share button. You're given a couple options here. You can download that QR code and post it to the firm's website if you'd like. You can email the payment link and the client can pay on their own time, or you can simply click copy link, open it up in a new tab, and take payment yourself right then and there.
Okay, great. And so if I came into the office and I was presented a QR code, I can go ahead and scan that and pay for my mobile device.
That's right.
Okay, great. And in terms of creating a payment link, how simple is it to create a payment link? If I came in, and I had requested a specific amount, how do you go about creating a new link here?
Yeah, absolutely. They're free and easy to create, so we'll walk you all through that. We'll click create new link there. We would advise titling it your firm name here, so we'll do LFS Partners. And then description for a partial invoice payment, we can do partial payment or partial invoice payment, whatever makes the most sense to you and your firm. And then we'll select the deposit account there. We'll do operating account. And for a partial invoice payment, we'll select payer enters the amount. That grays out this amount category here and gives you all that extra flexibility. Under collect payer details, we have a couple options. You can make it optional for the client to input their reference number if they have one at time of payment, and you can make it mandatory that the client inputs their phone number. So if we like all of our selections here, we'll click create payment link.
Great. And if I am paying with this method, Meredith, will as a client, will I still receive an online receipt and will the firm still receive notification of this payment via email?
Yes, absolutely. So every time clients make payments with Leap Online Payments, they'll be emailed a copy of their receipt and the firm will be notified via email.
Okay, awesome. Now we'll move on to the next tab on the left-hand side, which is Card Safe. Card Safe allows firms to securely save card details for any future payments, and it is fully encrypted. So we want to make sure that the security is at the highest level here. Now, if let's say I'm Jimothy McLaw and I called in saying I want to make a payment of $100, can you please charge my card? How would you go about charging Jimothy here?
Absolutely. So you see Jimothy McLaw's saved card information here, and you can just click that charge button to the far right.
Okay, awesome. And it looks like, again, the details are secured. I can only see the last four digits of Jimothy's card details and then the contact information he filled out on the left-hand side. Okay. Now, if I'm a new client coming in and I wanted, the firm to save my card details for future payments. How would you go about adding my card details, and what are the options there?
Yep, so we'll just click add a card here on the top right, and we'll input the client's first name, last name. Client email and phone are optional. You have two options here under card details. We can enter card now if you have them in the office or over the phone. Keep in mind you would need to check that box. It says the cardholder has given the firm consent to store card information to proceed. Or you can click request from client. That brings up that customizable and totally optional request message there. So we've given you an idea of what to put there, but you can always backspace that and put what you'd like.
Okay, great. Thanks, Meredith. Now, moving on to payment plans. This has been a really popular feature within our firms, and this allows them to set up and create automatic recurring payments from their clients. So let's say I had an invoice of, let's say, $5,000, Meredith, and I want to pay it in 10 installments. How does it look like in terms of creating that payment plan?
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll just click create plan here, and first off we'll have to choose a start date. So we'll do next Monday, and we'll click total due.
Yep.
Did you say $5,000?
Yeah, exactly. 5,000. Let's say I want to split it into, let's say, 5 different payments.
Okay, so we'll select number of payments here. We'll do 5 in that case, and we have a couple options under frequency. We can do monthly, we can do bi-weekly or weekly.
Okay, let's say I want to line it up with my paycheck every 2 weeks. That seems to be a very popular option.
Yeah, absolutely. We can select every 2 weeks. You'll see those dates change under See More.
All right, and if you scroll down there where it says plan information, is that mostly for the firm and kind of helping them distinguish whose payment plan we're creating?
That is, yes. So you'll have to title the payment plan something. Options we've given here, suggestions are reference number, plan name, invoice number. You can do client name as well. Keep in mind, this is unintegrated, so you'll need to do the manual bookkeeping with this. So if you need 2 extra fields for reconciliation purposes, we've given those to you. And just keep in mind, whatever you put here will appear on the client's receipt. So that is client facing. And of course, we need to select our deposit account here. And then you have a couple options there. You can charge a saved card. So we can just type in Jimothy McLaw, or you can send an encrypted form to the client and request their card information.
Okay, awesome. And once the payment plan is created, Meredith, the client does receive an email with a confirmation link just to confirm that that payment plan has been created and that is ready to be activated as well.
That's correct.
Okay, awesome. And we'll go into the settings tab there just to cover all the tabs within there. So we have the firm and account tab here, just making sure that the firm's information is always correct. And then we have the billing tab just under firm and account that will showcase all pass-through invoices directly from Leap Online Payments. And if you head over to the branding tab there, this is where the firm can go ahead and upload their logo. So it'll populate not only on their dashboard, but on their payment links that they send out as well. And then lastly, if the firm is ever wondering what the transaction rates are, they'll always live under payment settings. So 2.9% for Visa and MasterCard, 3.5% for American Express, and a $2 fee for any e-check or ACH payments.